Joseph Duffy. Joe, back in the Octagon the 18th. You're all the way out in Las Vegas. Flew down from Montreal this morning via North Carolina. How are you, my friend? Great to speak to you as always. What's been happening, brother?
Aye, all good, Niall. All good. Looking forward to all the madness beginning now.
Madness, you said it correctly, and you've had a bit of madness now. In fairness, yourself, the last year, Joe. You've become a dad. We haven't seen you in there since obviously the Mark G. Casey fight in London of March, I think it was last year. How's the whole year been for you? Has everything been good? Have you enjoyed the experience of being a dad? How's the year been?
Aye, it's been good. It's been good. Like, obviously that rib injury was causing me a lot of grief. You know, like it was just one of them. I couldn't shift. I would train, then I would re-injure it and train and re-injure it. So it was a bit of a pain in the ass. Like I would, I couldn't get into no sort of routine or rhythm of training. You know, like I would. But obviously had the wee one too, so that's been great fun.
How much does that change your perspective, Joe, as a fighter? Does it change it greatly?
I know, like some people says it changes everything greatly, but for me it didn't change it a bit. For me it's just nice to have a life outside of fighting in Montreal. So having Laura there, keeps me busy instead of like coming back from win sessions and trainers going well is one thing, but when I had the injuries and everything that was causing me grief, come back and then just stewing on it, I didn't have time for that. I was busy with the wee one and everything else. So in that sense, it's been great. But I know a lot of people say that it puts our motivation through the roof and everything, but like for me, I always wanted to do, my best anyway. It's just been a nice addition to my life, just having the wee one, I couldn't be happier with it, and being a father.
You got to ask. You mentioned motivation there, and we obviously, we speak a lot. We text each other quite a bit. I feel as though now compared to maybe 18, 19 months ago, there seems to be a real zip in your step, and we're just talking about that before we came on air here. That there's like a rejuvenation. You're hungry. You're talking different. You just seem really eager to get going. Like there's a fire about you. I feel a genuine fire.
Definitely. Like not kind of forced. Like some fights. Like every interview you do, you're never going to give much away. You're always going to say, "Oh yeah, the best camp I had this," but this one feels different. My training has been great and preparation and I definitely I feel like I'm fired up. Like I'm in the room and I'm itching. Just like I can't wait till 5 o'clock just to train. I'm going to train round about the time I'll be fighting and I can't wait to get this bed shifted and move the furniture around till I get a good session on in the room and I don't know what it is. I've been speaking to.
You're looking forward. You're looking forward to it again. It seems like maybe that with the injuries you mentioned, that was it coming a bit of a burden fighting.
Well, it was just not a burden. It was. It's just like I could never get no consistency. I would hurt the rib and then the fitness would go because I couldn't train and then the weight would go up because I couldn't train and then I'd get back, then I would do this, I would try and get going again and the same thing and I was just getting fed up of it all, because when you can't get nothing consistent and you obviously want to improve and get better and not just stand still, and I was kind of watching time pass before my eyes and I was just getting frustrated with the whole thing, but I don't know. There's definitely a bit of excitement about it all again now. I really enjoyed my training for the fight, and I've been fired up all camp, and I got my old boxing coach in my corner as well, and I really feel like he helps with that mentality too. He really does put a fire in me and bring a confidence to my game too.
You talk about John Tandy there coming back in with you. What's been the whole process in terms of training and the camp? Because I'm not sure when was the last time you worked with John before this. It's been a while, is it?
Yeah, that's it. Maybe one of the times I was back in London, we done pads. but we're talking during the coronavirus,
Yeah.
and I was babysitting every day, so I couldn't train or whatever. So then I was just doing shadow and doing weights and bits and pieces in the house. So then we're talking. He was like, "Oh, just film it and send it over to me." So that was it. Then every day I would do me rounds of shadow. I'd send it over to him, and he would come back and just like things I knew was wrong, but I got so lazy because I was just like I had no accountability. That's the I think the perfect word for it. Like I was getting by with it or just accepting it
Yeah.
when like I always held myself to a higher standard than that. So just send the videos to John, whether he looked at them or not, didn't matter. Just having that accountability and making sure I'm correcting these things and everything else, like it just kind of went from there, like every session. Then I would try and film and send it over to him, and like we'd talk about it and throw ideas about and just try and get better, try and make things happen again, like good habits again. Obviously, during the coronavirus, it's not like you can travel too much, and obviously, like leaving Canada, I'm not sure how it would be like back in, with the wee one and my wife, like.
But how difficult was that, Joe? Then doing video stuff. It must be, obviously quite challenging in itself to be coached through video in terms of, boxing. Was that a challenge for you?
Not really. I think the biggest challenge was the fact that my camera's knackered. I think whatever it is, it won't film, and it just shakes. It's brutal. Like it just shakes, and so I was trying to use my other my English phone. Then I was trying to use that. Then so then I'm useless with technology. Then I'm trying to airdrop from one to the other.
You're terrible.
That was the main torture, But other than that, like it was great. Like I said, just having the accountability, like it didn't matter, like if you looked at it or not. Obviously, it did help, because like then he would come back and really like if I was switched off or if I wasn't like if I wasn't realistic or whatever, then he would kind of he'd grill me and you need that, you need that accountability, like.
Yeah, definitely. Was there ever any thoughts? Because I know obviously the G Casey fight, it's 18 months. But was there ever any thoughts like, I'm done with mixed martial arts at any point over the last 18 months?
100%. Like me and you spoke about it. Like I was kind of with that rib. Like it was just I was on the brink because every time I would train, and it just wasn't getting no better. And I was just getting fed up with the whole thing, and I was like, do you know what? Like when I signed my new contract, I said I want to be active, and then this whole rib thing, and I just haven't been able to get going since. And plus, like the last few performances has been like embarrassing, like to the standard I hold myself to. Like I was just like when I watched them, I was like, this is ridiculous, like I know this isn't even a patch of what I'm capable of. So like it did definitely creep in my head, and I was getting a bit fed up of it all. But I'm just glad I'm back to the mindset I'm in now, and I feel good, and like I just want to build off this.
Where were those areas, Joe? Did you pinpoint them where you were embarrassed with you feel as though you could have done better? Is there anything specific that you pointed to?
So much, like I was getting tired. Like I've never struggled in my life, like getting tired, and it wasn't through lack of training. Like there's a few things I definitely realized like through this camp where my nutrition that was messing up, and I wasn't as relaxed. Like everything was slow, in the octagon. When you're not relaxed, like you don't see the opportunities, you don't relax. Like I remember the Vic fight. I remember coming back to the corner and thinking like it was a terrible round, like the first round, and like I pretty much dominated the round till the end. But like I was so in like a bad headspace. Like it wasn't like things wasn't right. There were like I just didn't have things right. But them things, they got to be corrected, and like it's hard to put your finger on it sometimes, but.
Definitely.
But sure, that's the fight game. Like sometimes there's going to be things you're not sure how to fix, but you got to keep pushing on and just not accept it. You gotta keep your expectations high of yourself. Like I've always set high expectations myself, and I got to keep that
Definitely.
where it is, and aim to achieve the best me.
Joe, I'm presuming you've worked out, when you get over to Abu Dhabi. Obviously, these fights are going to be on, very early in the morning. It's like 2 a.m. Some of the cards are going to start, and they're going to go right through to 8 a.m. Have you figured out, or have you made a plan about the adjustments going over there when you're fighting in terms of your training, what you're going to do, your routine once you arrive in Abu Dhabi? Is it going to be different? Is it going to be a challenge, fighting at that hour of the night?
Maybe. I suppose it depends on how you're sleeping and so on, but it's the same for everyone, Like some people are morning people, some people are night people, But I'm in Vegas, so I'm hoping that like if I can just stay on these hours, then it won't be an issue, Like that was my plan from the get-go, really. Like for Canada, like I think the fight would have been around, say, 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So I thought if I stay on them sort of hours, and now I'm in Vegas, if I can stay on this sort of hours, then sure, it's not that much of a big adjustment, is it?
Yeah. They want to get you out of Vegas pretty soon anyway, I reckon.
Well, sure. Safe as I can be here anyway, sitting in the hotel looking at the strip.
How much are you dreading the test?
Wee bit. I seen that one up the nose. I'm not so.
Yeah.
I'm not so.
It doesn't look pleasant,
looking
man.
forward to. No, it doesn't look like something I'm looking forward to. But sure, that's what you got to do, isn't it?
You said something interesting to me there, and obviously, a lot of fighters like to look at their opponents. Some guys don't. You generally, and this is what I was getting back to your mentality, how exuberant, how I think you've a fire in you, and you're in such a positive frame of mind ahead of this. Looking back at a few texts there we did a couple of weeks ago as well. You said you don't care about Joel Alvarez to me. You said, sure, listen, Niall, it's about me, what I got to do. This is like, it seems to be a totally different Joseph Duffy from the last maybe couple of years. You're putting full trust in your coaches at looking at him, and you're not worried at all. It's about what you're going to do. Was that something that was maybe you were looking at the opponent maybe as well in the past?
I think every fight's different, Sometimes you'll watch them and you want to study them. Sometimes you're not bothered. Like I've had both. Like in the past I've fought opponents that I never even we couldn't even get no footage on, Or like when we were kids, we'd turn up, we'd fight 4 fights in a day, and you wouldn't know none of them anyway, and you had to beat them. So it doesn't, it's one of them. Just I have a picture, a bit of an idea drawn up, but things could have changed for him and so on. So I'm just I done my training. I feel like I prepared well, and sure, that's all you can do. You can't do better than that. As long as you're not slacking in training, then I'll turn up on the night, and sure, if I got to figure things on the night, I'll figure on the night.
And Joe, I heard today I was speaking to Guilherme Cruz earlier on, myself and Pizzi, on the Bash podcast, and apparently they've got the arena sorted, so you're not going to melt anyway. The air conditioning is working properly, so apparently it's on point. So don't worry about that. It's like a fridge in there, they said. So you'll be okay in the 42-degree heat.
I was gonna say, sure, they're gonna have me for putting sun cream on. Then they think I was greasing.
Listen, Joe,
even at 4 a.m., I would say I would still be toasted.
Yeah, it's 40 odd degrees. Guilherme said it's ridiculously hot, but at least around sort of the facilities, the UFC seem to have done a very good job over there anyway. And obviously, we were talking to Jack Shore as well today, so he said it looks great. So. Listen, Joe, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing you back in there, and I'm really excited about the fight. And I think Ireland are as well, because we haven't a lot of guys in the UFC at the moment. So always a pleasure to speak to you, my man. Very excited about the fight, and enjoy the epic amount of travel you still have to do out there to get to Abu Dhabi. Have fun in Vegas.
Thanks, Niall. Thank you. Well, I'll have plenty of time anyway, so I'll sure.
Appreciate it, man.
That's it. No bother, Niall. Sure. I'll be chatting to you maybe fight week or later on anyway.
Sound.